My mom was in the house.
Child. My mama asked me. She said, Dana, but she knew she couldn't ask me when we were in the States. So I remember me, her, and my stepfather, we went to go see my grandmother when she was alive at that time. It was 2019. And I'm lying out of my butt. It was 2017 because my grandmother died in 2019, so it was 2017. And we all got on a plane once to go see my grandmother because my grandmother was going through some things. And she wasn't sick or nothing like that, but she was just very stubborn, okay? My grandmother wanted my mother to take care of her. But looking back on it, my grandmother knew. Because there will be times my grandmother will pull me aside and she'll be like, Dana, do you have anything to tell me? And I'm like, Grandma, what? And she'd be like, do you have anything you want to tell me? Are you uncomfortable? And I'm like, Grandma, I don't know. Because when you're going through these things as a kid, you don't know if you're going to be seen as a liar or if you're going to be seen as like. So I kind of put myself in survival mode at a very young age. So as a kid, my grandmother used to be like, are you okay? Like, are you safe? Do you feel safe? And I was like, damn, do I tell my grandmother? I'm like, nah, I'm not going to tell her. No, I'm not going to tell her. First of all, as a kid, I should not be having to go through this, right? Anyway, 2017 comes. 2017, I am now, 35? No. I'm 32. I can't count. Mind your business. Listen, it's been a long day. Listen, so I'm in my 30s or so. Mind you, this stuff was happening as a kid. Me and my stepfather and my mother, we fly to St. Lucia because my grandmother was just doing the most with my mother. And I was the middleman all the time. Let me give you some backstory. So my grandmother will call me and she'll be like, I need your mother to do something for me, but she's being stubborn. And I'm like, Grandma, so what do you want her to do for you? And she's like, I just need her to do what I tell her to do. I said, Grandma, you can't move like that. Do you want to tell me what's wrong? No. I said, okay. I just want your mother to do what I'm telling her to do. I said, okay, bet. But as I got older, I realized what my grandmother was trying to do. Now, when you have a gift, because my grandmother has a gift and I have the gift, but my grandma wasn't telling me what she was seeing. Gift I'm talking about is dreams. Me and my grandmother would share dreams that we would see about other people in the family, this, that, and the third. And, she was kind of teaching me like how to maneuver in my dreams and stuff. Like, not all dreams that you see is supposed to be told to other people. Sometimes it's just a heads up for you. Or sometimes it's a warning for the other person. So she was teaching me that because we had the same gift, right? So this just this one dream that she would not tell me. So I'm like, Grandma, what is it? And she's like, I just need your mother to do what I tell her to do. I said, okay, bet. So my mom is getting upset. She's like, we're just going to fly down there. I need to figure out what is her problem. So I said, bet. So we go down. My grandmother's beefing at my mother saying, I need you to move down here. I need you to take care of me. And I need you to listen to me and do it. Like, this is not up for debate. I need you to move to St. Lucia and take care of me. So I'm sitting. I remember when this was happening, they're arguing. I remember I slid down to the floor and I sat on the floor and I'm like, but first of all, my grandmother's not crazy. No dementia, no Alzheimer's, nothing like that. She's fully there. When she makes this kind of demand, it's not for no reason, right? When I sat on the floor, I said, she saw something. But I was like, I'm not ready to know, right? Until I saw it years later. I got tea for y'all. Anyway, I remember sliding down. I sat on the floor and I said, she saw something. And she wants mommy to move now. Now, remember, my mother was married to my stepfather. So I said, Grandma, I'm kind of picking up what you're putting down. But I said, remember, she's married. She just can't up and leave her husband. My grandmother goes, yes, she can. I said, okay, you saw something. You saw something. You saw something. And I remember sitting there, and I know at the time my mother knew that me and my grandmother had the same gift. So my mother will always tell me and my grandmother, don't tell me nothing. Like, you and your grandmother have a gift that I would never want. One, because it's scary to have, and two, it's just a lot. So my mother made me promise that if anything, if I saw anything, don't tell her. She made my grandmother promise too. If you see anything, do not tell me. I don't want to know. So we agreed. And we let her have her independence, right? But the one thing about God, when God got a message, you're going to get that message. Right? So anyway, they're beefing, and my grandmother's like, you need to move down here. I understand you're married. You need to leave your husband. You need to move down here. You need to take care of me. You can stay in the house with me. We'll be good. I'm going to take care of you. You won't even need any money. If you're worried about a job, it's easy for you to get a job down here. I know you can't drive. I could drive you to work. I'm like, wow, you saw something. What did you see? But then I was like, I don't want to know because it's going to break my heart. So, whoo, fast forward. Now, when this all was happening, my mother takes me, and see, mind you, my stepfather's in the house in St. Lucia. My mother takes me to another room. I'm lying. I was in the other room on my iPad. I'm in my 30s now. In the other room on my iPad. I'm on my iPad. My mother comes to the room and she goes, Dana, has anything ever happened between you and? I said, no, Mama. Nothing's ever happened. And she's like, are you lying to me? Because I know you. Now, let me tell you something. When your mother knows you, she know when you fucking lying. Okay, I said, no, Mama, nothing ever happened. And she's like, are you lying to me? And I said, no. And she goes, that's my mom. I tattooed her when she died. It's just a feather and a dove, right? Anyway, so she's like, are you lying? I said, no, Mama, I'm not lying, Mama, no. Bruh, my mother said, because if it has happened, I will leave him right now. I said, no, Mommy. Why? Because I didn't want to lose my mother. In my 30s, I'm still thinking the same way, right? But I never took it upon myself to go ask my grandmother what she saw because I wasn't ready for it. But I knew better and I should have asked her. So, all of that to say, my mom did ask me. And my mom was a great mom. I don't hold nothing against her. I don't have no unforgiveness towards her at all. That's my ride or die. To this day, she still protects me. When I say protect, my mom, she shows up to other people, even in death, to my best friend to tell me stuff, messages, okay? And she's still protecting me to this day. It's just that the situation that was at hand, she couldn't protect me from. There's more in my ebook if you want to know more. Link in bio. But the point of this video is, sometimes your mom will know. And sometimes, and I asked my mom, I said, Mama, what do you want to do about this? Like, and my mom was like, I'm too old. I'm too old to move on. I'm too old to go out there and find another. I said, so Mommy, you going to suffer like this for the rest of your life? And she was like, I don't have a choice. You do have a choice. To the woman that's suffering out there and you think you don't have a choice, you have a choice. You could leave. Go to your daughter's house. Choose your kids, not that man. Because if I tell you all the shit that I'm going through right now, your head would spin. And my mother's dead, by the way. Bye.